Torts is flexing.
He flexed on our boy Hollywood a little bit. He sat him in the third period against New Jersey.
Yeah.
And that was talked about, and then against the Rangers, he scratched him. He scratched him. So, obviously we're not in the room anymore. Don't know exactly what's going on, but he's your leading points guy.
Yeah.
And I get it. That's Torch. He does these things. He wants to send a message. I don't know. What are your thoughts? You were a player.
Yeah, I'd like to unpack this a little bit. Just playing devil's advocate. And knowing Torts, right, or any coach for that matter, when things aren't going well, you have to send a message, right?
Right.
And I think we all know, and I love Hazy, right? And everyone's got their warts, right? Every
Right.
player's got their their knock, and big body, maybe a little bit soft at times in certain situations. Maybe Torts wants him to be a little more physical, whatever that lands up being. I know the NHL Network showed a little highlight reel of him, turning away and all that stuff, but. He is your leading scorer, and he is a glue guy in the locker room.
Big glue
and
guy.
I'll give Witter some credit for a really good point he made on Spin Chicklets there. That he talks about do you want to engage in that fight? Engage in that battle with a glue guy and your leading scorer. Is that a timely? Is that a timely war you want to pick?
Right.
If things aren't going well. But that's subjective, right? It's I get what Torts is doing. However, I'm not sure it's going to generate the result that it is expected to. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just, I know what Torts is trying to do. We both know.
Right.
I think everyone knows what he's trying to do. But, Hazy's never been a guy that's running guys through the wall.
No.
That's not really his game. He's a tricky player. He slows the game down a bit. Not saying he's slow, but he does slow the game down.
Yeah, which is an unbelievable skill.
It is. Like you said, Billy Lindsay on the network showed some clips, and I get it. Like maybe he could rub a guy out or whatever, but it's really not in his game. I don't know, but like you said, you look at both sides of it. You see Hazy's side, you see Torch's side, but he is having a good year as far as points goes. And they need all the points they can get from the players, but you hate to see a guy like him sitting.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, being honest with what coaches are there to do is to get guys to maximize their performance. I guess we'll see.
Right.
How he responds 5 games, 10 games in on this scratching, because ultimately that's what it's designed to do, right? It's to spark this guy individually, and then hopefully he can be more of an impact on the team. But only time will tell. Some guys respond to that.
Yes.
Some guys don't.
And some guys don't.
We landed up having a conversation with Ryan Malone this morning,
Yep.
and we landed up talking with Torts and talking about Vinny LeCavalier, which he was the whipping boy back on the Tampa Bay Stanley Cup team.
Right.
Landed up scoring 50 goals, and they won a cup. So, and Vinny hated him.
Yes.
However, it converted into performance, and whether that was his squeeze on him that was generating that type of performance, or it was a combination of obviously his skill and some of his line mates there. But I guess where I'm going with it is that these types of things can have a profound effect on guys' performance if they take it the right way. A little bit different situation with the Flyers versus that Tampa Bay Lightning team, but nonetheless, it is a strategy that not just Torts uses. Obviously, every other coach on the planet has used these types of strategies before. We'll see how they play out. It's one of those things. It needs to translate. Otherwise, it was kind of just a random flex just to prove a point. Because you can go down the list. He's not the only guy that's swinging away, and that's got holes in his game. Obviously, we all do. All those guys have some sort of thing they can work on to be better, especially when the team's not winning. You can make an example of pretty much anyone. So.
Right.
It's just got to convert. These guys got to understand the message, obviously starting with Hazy, and then everyone else is looking around and seeing it. So it could be them next game, and everyone knows that. Winning cures all, and then there's still guys getting scratched even when you do win, right? So we'll see. But pretty significant flex in my opinion, especially when you talk about a team that's lacking in goal production.
Yes.
And we've seen this before with other elite players.
Yes.
That whether it's just being benched in the third period or pulled out of the lineup just to get them back on the path. It's a strategy that's been always a part of the game. So
yeah, for sure.
Nothing new.